spirituality. So I'm going to explain what real spirituality actually is and kind of like the fall of it. And like, yeah, because this whole new age shit, right? You know, that is separate from what spirituality actually was. Spirituality is the oldest shit before religion, and it's simple. And the goal of it is simply just to unify with God, the source, all that shit. You feel me? Whatever the fuck you want to call it. Now, with that shit being said, right back in the past, you had actual spiritual systems. You had Shatuat Neter, the Egyptian shit. You had Hinduism and Taoism. Those are the main three. There's way more besides that, but those are like the main three that's actually valid and actually like is really up there. And yeah, but peep though, inside the Bible, these religions like Hinduism and any religion with these gods and goddesses gets demonized for a good reason actually. Now me, I fuck with the Egyptian shit heavily. That's my shit. My name's Asar Asar's an Egyptian god. But the thing is, right, it got demonized because back in the past when it was first established, right, the point of it was to simply just remember yourself. Remember to put yourself back together. You're collecting different parts of yourself. And that's what the gods and goddesses were, different parts of yourself. They weren't actually worshipped. You would study them to learn more about parts of yourself and unify with that part of yourself and then move up the ladder till you get unified with God fully. But what happened was people would end up worshiping these things because it's like one, you're worshiping a lower aspect of yourself. So therefore you're not evolving if you worship a lower aspect of yourself. And then two, when you worship these images, that becomes a problem because inside the systems, right, they tell you how the gods and goddesses actually have no form. Even though Asar slash Osiris is this green person and stuff like that, that's not what he actually looks like. Because Osiris is just your fucking soul. So if you talk to some green nigga saying I'm Osiris, that may just be a demon taking the form of the Egyptian god, which is why they tell you to always go beyond the image. And that's why it got demonized, because it was valid at first until niggas started to worship one, lower parts of themselves, and two, they worship an image that could be used by a demon to literally control them and manipulate them. So yeah, that's what the fuck happened with that shit. So you gotta understand context with the Bible. At the time, bro, we're at the fall of high spiritual civilizations, bro. Egypt is falling. India is not doing the best. You feel me? Like we're at the fall of high civilizations that were literally masters at shit like magic and all that kind of shit. But they used it for good. Imagine what happens when that shit falls. All that higher knowledge could now be used for bad. And we see people who invaded Egypt, like the Greeks, right, who made their own spiritual system inside they shit. They got pedophilia, they got naked babies and stuff like that openly. You can see how you had high civilization in Egypt that was righteous and then got turned and distorted in places like Greece with this baby porn shit. You feel me? And it's like, yeah, bro, that's the thing with spirituality, bro. It's about connecting to the source. And if you want a really good system for anybody, I would just say Taoism, because some people may be uncomfortable with Egyptian gods and goddesses and the Hindu shit. So if you don't fuck with that god and goddess shit, Taoism is pretty valid. For a real good spiritual system, Taoism is valid as fuck. Me, I'm an Egyptian nigga who also fuck with Hindu and could fuck with Tao. I fuck with everything for real, bro. Because it's like certain shit you can't, like, for example, with the whole life force teachings, right, about life force energy, bro. Getting that shit from Taoism is fucking valid, bro. Because they know that shit really like heavy, bro. In Egypt, they knew it too, but you can't find all the shit they fucking knew about it. So what the Egyptians knew about it is what's inside Taoism now. You feel me? So it's like, for me, I gotta go all around and shit like that. I'm a real spiritual nigga who became spiritual by chance, literally being inside my room and saying, yo, some shit obviously made this, you feel me? And then I became connected with that ever since, you feel me? I didn't see a video, I didn't read a Bible, like, nah, I just was inside my room and caught a thought, literally. So, yeah. And ever since then, I've been studying what the fuck this shit actually is. And this new age shit is not the same as old spirituality that had actual systems and philosophy and practices, that were actually, and the practices were tailored to the philosophy. Nowadays, you just have random practices getting shared. You have weak philosophy getting shared, if it ever even gets shared. You have weak philosophy. You have practices that aren't even aligned with a system, it's just a whole bunch of random shit going around that could help people, but it's really starting to lead people down a road of Satanism and self worship, aka worshiping the ego and character, instead of worshiping the true self, which is God, the source within inside of you, me, and everybody else. So, yeah, spirituality is valid. I fuck with it. It's more advanced than religion. However, when the high spiritual systems fell, you needed shit like Christianity because at the time Jesus was the only real nigga who actually understood some shit at the time. So he had to, come around and tell niggas some shit. You get these religions, and now you also have New Age spirituality, which is just literally showing you what was wrong with the high civilizations that fell, who used to have a structure and a system, but now their practices are just being shared randomly, and they say, hey, get herb, get crystal, meditate, but I'm not going to tell you how to do it. Just get these things and do some random shit. That's the problem. That's why the new age shit is a bit That's why people look at spirituality a bit wrong. But realistically, bro, this shit's actually valid when you know what the fuck you're doing. I'm in the video here.